What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. In this video, I'm going to shoot my Rock Island Armory Tac Ultra HC threaded 10mm. This is a 1911 style pistol, and it's chambered in 10mm. It has a 16 round capacity, so it's a double stack 1911 chambered in 10mm. And it's made by Rock Island Armory, and they're based out of the Philippines. And I've done a full review on this pistol before. If you want to check that review out, I'll leave a link in the top right corner of this video. But it's just an absolutely beautiful pistol, very high quality. Check out that mag well, guys. That is just crazy. And I got this Olight on here with the laser. And I have my SilencerCo Hybrid 46. I have some Trigicon suppressor height night sights. And these are actually made by Sight. Okay, so they're made by Sight, but they're Trigicon vials. So I'm just going to shoot a bunch of rounds with the suppressor. I'm going to be using some HSM ammo, 200 grain full metal jacket. And I'm going to be using some Ammo Inc. 180 grain full metal jacket. Going to shoot a couple of rounds with each of these factory loads. And I'm just going to check the POI, see if there's any difference in the point of impact with the suppressor on. And just have a little bit of fun and show you guys how this suppressor works with the 10mm and this beautiful Rock Island 1911 10mm. Absolutely gorgeous. I love 1911s, especially one chambered in 10mm and a double stack. That's just a win-win-win situation. So let's just have a little bit of fun, shoot a couple rounds, and see how well this suppressor works, and see what kind of groups I get, what kind of POI I have with the suppressor. All right, guys, here we go. 5 shots with the Ammo Inc. to start. And we're just going to see how it sounds, if the ammo is supersonic or not. I haven't chronographed this ammo yet with this pistol, so I don't know if it's supersonic or subsonic. We're going to see what kind of groups we get, if the POI changes, and just kind of have fun. See how the reliability is. Here we go. So definitely supersonic out of this pistol. That ammo is not supersonic out of my Glock 20. So let's go check out the groups and see what happened. See how the reliability is. Here we go. All right, guys, so here were my 5 shots. This was my first shot, which was basically perfect. I was really concentrating hard on my fundamentals, and that's just a perfect hit. Basically the same POI. So this was like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, but all good hits. So I'd say the POI is good. I'm going to take a couple more shots with the HSM now and see if the HSM is subsonic or supersonic. So that was definitely supersonic. You could hear the crack of the sound barrier with those. So let's try the HSM and see if there's any difference. I'm going to take a couple more with the ammo ink just for fun, see what kind of groups we get. All right, let's check it out. All right, guys, so 5 more shots. You can see all pretty much right here. This is kind of where I was aiming. So all shots right in the kill zone. Okay, so this is a 4-inch diameter circle here, and this is an 8-inch diameter, the yellow one. Okay, so all the shots basically landing in the 4-inch diameter circle. It's a little bit harder to acquire a good sight picture with the suppressor, because even with the suppressor height night sights, the suppressor basically is like flush with the top of the sights. So it's a little bit difficult because you do have a little bit of obstruction with the suppressor, okay? Because the top of the suppressor is basically flush, or maybe even just a little bit higher than the top of the front sight. So it is obstructing my sight picture just a little bit, but you know, it's a suppressor, guys, you know, so it's not really a defensive tool. It's kind of more, I guess you could say, precision. If you have a suppressor on your pistol, there's a reason for it, and it's usually not for concealed carry. So, you know, it's not really a huge deal for me if there's just a little bit of obstruction. I'll show you guys in a minute here what that obstruction looks like. It's not too bad. So I'm going to actually take a few more, and then we're going to switch over to the HSM. All right, guys, so I just want to show you how this suppressor kind of obstructs the sight picture. Actually, let me lock the slide forward. All right, so if we line up the sights, you can kind of see how the top of the suppressor is flush with the top of the front sight. Okay, you see that? So it's kind of just a little bit of obstruction. Okay, it's kind of hard to show with my camera, but if I just show you on the side, you can see that the front sight is basically just as tall as the top of the suppressor. Okay, so it's not a big deal, but you know, most suppressor height sights, unless you're using a very small pistol suppressor, that's basically what you're going to get. It's going to basically be flush with the top of the suppressor. It's not going to rise up above it unless you have a very thin, small pistol suppressor, which I don't have. This is a dual-use pistol rifle suppressor, so it is pretty thick. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to take a couple more shots with the ammo ink, and then I'm going to shoot some HSM. So let's see what kind of groups I get and how it functions, checking for reliability. You know, a lot of people say that these rock islands are not reliable, that they jam. I haven't had any issues. The only time I've had issues is if I use underpowered loads. And these rock islands have a 20-pound spring from the factory. So if you use weak loads, it's not going to cycle properly. You're going to get jams, or the slide's not going to lock back to the rear. So I haven't had any issues so far with it, though. Shooting with the suppressor, everything looks good. Everything functions good. So I'm going to take a couple more with the ammo ink, and then we're going to switch over to the HSM. All right, guys, 5 more with the ammo ink. Let's see what happens here. All right, let's check it out. All right, guys, 5 more with the ammo ink. Let's see what happens here. right, let's check it out. All right, guys, 5 more shots, basically hit in the same area here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so 15 shots all in this area. I'd say that's pretty good. So you could hear the crack of the sound barrier though with those. So definitely not a good load for suppressed, but let's use some HSM now. The HSM is a lot quieter. And let's see what happens with the HSM. I'm gonna put a fresh target up. All right, guys, HSM. I let the can cool down. Now we're gonna shoot the HSM. Let's see what happens here. All right, guys, so here were the 5 shots with the HSM. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So good hits, point of impact basically the same. And you could definitely hear that that was subsonic or just on the verge of being supersonic. So much quieter than the Ammo Inc. Let's take a couple more and see what happens. All right, guys, couple more with the HSM. All right, guys, so I actually took 13 more shots. Wanted to just check the function, see how it works, see if it jams, see how it shoots when the can gets hot, if there's any change in the POI, see if anything changes with the speed of the bullet, if the can starts to heat up and it's maybe crosses the sound barrier, but no, it did not. So that was basically about 13 shots. I took some breaks in between, quick breaks just to reload. So as you can see, all my hits right where they're supposed to be. Check that out. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So basically all right there. Perfect hits, POI, dead on. No reliability issues. I think the HSM is going to be my new 10mm suppressed load. And yes, it's a full metal jacket, but honestly, for what I'm going to be using the 10mm for, it's not concealed carry, so I'm not worried about overpenetration. It's for SHTF and possibly Woods Defense. So I'd rather have something that feeds reliably and doesn't cross the sound barrier when the suppressor's on. So let me just show you guys the pistol once more, and that'll wrap up this video. But I'm really happy with the way the Hybrid 46 works. I've already shot it a bunch on my Glock 20. This is the first time taking it out with the 1911 from Rock Island, and I'm just super happy with the suppressor and super happy with the Rock Island. Awesome pistol. A lot of guys say that it's a bad pistol and it jams. It's, you know, from the Philippines. It's not a true 1911. I disagree. It's still a $900 1911, so it's right up there with Kimber's. I have no reliability issues, both suppressed and unsuppressed. So let me just show you the pistol. So the can did get pretty hot after shooting all those rounds with the HSM, with very short breaks in between, just like 30-second breaks between those 5-round strings and then the 3-round string at the end. So basically like almost a mag dump. And it did get hot towards the end, but it's already cool to the touch. So it's not hot at all. Even after shooting all those rounds, it cools down very quick. It's not like a rifle, where if you put one of these on a rifle, and even if you just take like 3 shots with a Magnum rifle, like a 300 Win Mag or something similar, these cans will get as hot as a frying pan after just like 2 or 3 shots. But with a pistol, you know, you can do a full mag dump with a 10mm, and even then it'll get hot, but it's going to cool down real quick. So no reliability issues whatsoever, guys. I didn't have any jams. Okay, no problems at all. Just absolutely love this suppressor, and I love this pistol. It's just super reliable. There's the Olight Balder. Awesome weapon light and laser. It's actually my new favorite weapon light. I like it better than the Surefire X300 because of the ease of use. You have a push button instead of that weird button that the Surefires have where you got to push it down and then push it back up. It's kind of awkward. This is just really intuitive. You just push the button and hold it if you want it momentary, or you just click and let go and it'll be permanent, and then you can switch between laser only, laser and light, or light only. And I have this red filter so I can filter back and forth. Okay, so excellent pistol, guys. Excellent suppressor. Very happy. I highly recommend the Rock Island Armory 1911 Tac Ultra HC threaded double stack 10mm. Very reliable, solid steel. There's no plastic on this pistol at all. Okay, no plastic whatsoever. 100% steel. Okay, so that's just really nice. It just feels bomb-proof in your hand. It doesn't feel like a toy. Don't get me wrong, I love my Glock. It's very reliable. It works. It's a little bit lighter, but nothing beats solid steel. All the parts in here are steel, and just no issues with the suppressor at all. So that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Stay tuned to my channel for more suppressor content. I'll leave a link to my suppressors playlist in the top right corner of this video. And if you want to see more content with the Rock Island, I'll leave a link to my 10mm playlist. But that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.